What's good, Ole Gang? Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming back. And if you're a new subscriber, you have made the best decision of your life. So, we are finally here. Welcome, welcome, welcome to my new series called Everything Women. It is going to be an August series only. I'm not going to make this a frequent thing. I just had an idea that sparked up in my head that, you know what, I actually want to bring about uncomfortable conversations onto my platform, especially about women, because I am a woman and it is Women's Month. So yeah, and that's the whole reason behind what actually came about to me thinking of this series. So yeah, I'm pretty excited, as you guys can tell, and this is just going to be an introduction to tell you guys what you can expect, because yes, this is episode 1 and I just wanted to come here and introduce it to you guys properly and formally, and basically tell you guys what you can expect in the next coming episodes. Okay guys, so if you don't know already, August is Women's Month in South Africa, and the 9th of August is Women's Day in South Africa. So basically, a lot of my videos are centered around women, of course. Well, in this series particularly, and it's centered around women and all of those things. But the biggest thing that came to my attention was that people don't actually know why we celebrate Women's Day or Women's Month. They don't know why it actually, or how it came about. They just say, oh, happy Women's Day, and it's more a celebration of the people in your life who are women and all those things. But the actual reason why we celebrate Women's Day particularly is it's because the day commemorates the 1959 march of approximately 20,000 women to the Union buildings in Pretoria to petition against countries' past laws that require South Africans defined as black under the Population Registration Act. So yeah, and that is just a summary of it. I got this definition from Google, and this is basically the reason why we celebrate Women's Day. And obviously they just made the whole month to be Women's Month, but particularly the 9th of August is Women's Day, and that's the reason why we celebrate Women's Day, is because of the women who marched to the Union buildings to basically protest against the Donbas law and all of those things. So yeah, guys, I think the reason why people don't know, I don't know why they don't know, and I feel like it's because of the narrative created around Women's Day. The reason why people are not aware of the actual reason why we celebrate Women's Day is because of the misconceptions about Women's Day, right? People think it's just a day for you to honor women and celebrate them and basically clap hands for them for their achievements or how strong they are and all of those things. We all know the very common phrase in Women's Month is wathinta abafazi, wathinta imbokodo, and all of those things. And in some of my episodes, I do actually talk about how this narrative of strong black women is getting up to a point where it's toxic, because now it's almost as though it's forming a narrative that women need to suffer for them to actually reap rewards of life or to just enjoy things. We first have to go through suffering. We first have to go through tolerating a whole lot of shit, truth be told, for us to actually be like, you know what, I'm woman enough. It's like, if you're not going through the most, or if you have not suffered yet, or you have not gone through so many things and all those things, then maybe you're not like woman enough and all of those things. And this is why I feel like this whole wathinta abafazi, wathinta imbokodo it must fall, honestly, because yes, we may be strong, we may be conquerors, we may be pillars of strength to whether families, our children, our husbands, or whatever. But I also think women deserve luxury. They deserve soft life. They also deserve to be treated like amaqanda, like, to put it bluntly. Because now, why does it always have to be a whole thing of you have to suffer for you to be woman enough, and you have to begezela, and you have to go through so much pain and so much hardship for you to actually get to the tip of the iceberg where you can say, yeah, now I am a woman and now I can also be commemorated on Women's Day. I don't necessarily think it's the right narrative to go about, because it also affects people, especially the women who think that way, who think that they have to be these rocks all the time. It affects them mentally and emotionally, and nobody actually speaks about how this whole strong black woman narrative is actually going to be probably one of the greatest things that cause people to have mental illnesses and have or fall into things like depression, anxiety, stress, and just to name a few. So yeah, guys, that is the reason why we celebrate Women's Day. And I personally think it is a good thing we do in this country. Yes, we should continue celebrating women, but we should not make it seem as though women need to suffer first before they are celebrated. Even if you have not suffered, you are still a woman, you are still strong, you are still brave. I don't necessarily think you have to go through so much hardship for you to be labeled woman, you know, and that's basically what I feel. And another reason why I was bringing about this series onto my channel is because I wanted to inform people about the things that are happening in women's lives. So be it your physical aspect of a woman, emotional aspect, mental aspect, social aspect. You guys will hear more about that in the following episodes. I actually wanted to change the narrative because I think we're so used to in a way, I want to say toxic positivity when it comes to Women's Day or Women's Month, because now it's like, be strong, fight, do this, do that. And great, yes, you must fight for what you want in life. You must be strong for yourself, not for others. Please, for yourself first before you're strong for others. Yes, you must strive to be a better version of yourself every single day, but it's also okay to be down and out. You know what I mean? Like, it's okay to just not feel grand at some point in your life. And toxic positivity can be so much to a point where even when you can see that you're not, I need a break, you're just like, be strong, be brave, be this and that. And I just wanted to change that narrative because I've noticed for the past years, when Women's Month comes, we're always talking about how women need to step up, they need to take up space. Yes, guys, do that. We need to take up space, we need to step up, we need to be strong, we need to do all those things. But nobody's actually talking about the emotional aspect of things. Nobody's talking about how it can affect you mentally and how it can actually make you feel like you're not doing enough because other women are doing ABCD, and other women have suffered through so much and they're still standing, and you feel like you're less of a woman because you haven't gone through what the next woman has gone through. Our journeys are different. We're not all going to have to go through suffering, and don't think that you have to go through suffering. What if God does not even want you to go through suffering? Now you're thinking that, oh no, I'm not woman enough because I haven't suffered, you know. A lot of these talks and seminars and all these things that are hosted around Women's Day or Women's Month are always including some kind of toxic positivity, or they're including this toxic narrative of strong black women. And yes, black don't crack, we are quite strong people, but we also want to just be treated soft, you know, be it from family, friends, partners, especially our male counterparts. We want to be treated soft. I don't necessarily think we have to go through so much suffering, honestly. So before I just go on too much about that, and I don't want to give you guys too much, you guys will see for yourselves in the episode. So that's basically why I started the series, because yes, we are strong people, but we also need to be taken care of in a way that will nurture us mentally and emotionally and physically. It's not just about the whole strong black woman facade that some people put on. It gets to a point where it can get tiring, and now you're not even showing up for yourself anymore. You're showing up for other people because you think that if you don't go through so much, then you're not woman enough. So yeah, guys, I'm very excited about this series. I am very excited because there are conversations that I am having with certain people that are quite uncomfortable. Conversations that I have not seen a lot of young people, young black women have. Conversations that I think we need to start having as a generation, because if we don't have them, then who are we leaving this to? We can't leave it to the previous generation, because I don't think the information they had access to enables them to speak about these things so freely. They are of a different generation and they grew up in different circumstances. We have things a little bit better. We have the information, we have these platforms like YouTube, like what I'm doing now. We have these platforms, let's utilize them in a positive way. Let's spread information, and yes, we must empower, but let's also be truthful. Can our empowerment not be, oh my gosh, you're gonna make it, you're gonna be so strong, you're so strong, wake up every day, show up as your best self? Because it's not every day that you actually get to be the best self. Sometimes you're down and out, like I said, you know what I mean? So in our empowerment, let us be truthful. Let us have these uncomfortable conversations, and let us educate one another. And I hope you guys find this series very educational and very insightful. Let it plant a seed in you that you can actually go about your life a bit differently by starting to initiate these uncomfortable conversations. Even if you may not be able to initiate these conversations with your parents, but at least have the conversation with yourself, or have it with your friends, or do this, and basically in the end you will see that there will be some kind of shift of mindset, because we like tiptoeing around the truth as the youth of today. We don't really like saying things blatantly, and obviously we need to not be rude. You can't be rude and you can't offend other people, but we need to also tell the truth. Like, some things are actually happening and we're not talking about it at all. If you're not following me on Instagram, please do so. I am at @olebogeng_, even on Twitter, everywhere, basically. So yeah, guys, let's get straight into this video.
Girl.
So today we'll be asking Kamo a few questions about Women's Month and everything in between. So Kamo, I'll say hi.
Hi guys.
Okay, so what is the one thing you wish you were taught as a young girl?
I wish I was taught how to deal with emotions, because we are living in a world whereby women are being challenged every day. So you have to decide yourself on whether you have to be fragile towards what life throws at you, or you have to be strong. So I wish I was guided on how to really deal with problems that I face.
Okay, so when you say that, does it mean sometimes do you feel like the pressure is put on girls to basically thug everything out, like you know, because that's it's a very common saying during Women's Month, like you know, sometimes it's like the whole strong black girl narrative is toxic to some point. Is that how you feel about it and stuff?
Yeah, I feel like that because according to my experience in life, at a young age, I used to be this wild, unapproachable girl, because I believe that is the only way to protect myself. So as time went by, I've learned that you just have to be cool and deal with people the way they treat you. You don't have to be cruel towards everyone, because it's not the entire world that is against women. But I feel like they are putting so much pressure on us that we have to try by all means to be strong.
And have everything figured out. That's true. That's true. So the next question is, do you feel like our experiences of the world as black women differs from the rest of the world?
Well, I do feel that way, because to some extent I feel like we are guided by this whole culture thing, and according to my own opinion, I believe that culture is somehow abusive towards women, or controlling at some point, because it's all about women should do this, women should do that. It's like they don't give us a privilege to make our own choices to some point.
That's true. That's true. It's very oppressive, especially because you're expected to like raise kids, still
Exactly.
work, cater to your husband, give that husband a boy child, because then if you don't, it seems like you're less of a woman. And if you don't aspire the things like marriage and wanting to have children, it's like you're just some sad, lonely woman and all those things. So yeah, I totally agree. Okay, the last question is, do you think being a sexually liberated woman is looked down on, especially in the black community, considering the fact that girls are not taught to be sexual beings like how boys are, you know?
I feel like it's a challenging point rather, because as girls, as I said, that we are controlled in every way. We are controlled through culture. We are controlled on how to live our lives. So
Yeah.
we are not really liberated. What we are taught is that you should behave yourself, how you should do things, but then we're not taught on how to do things in a safe manner, unlike guys, because they're informed on how to do things in a safe manner. And another thing I feel like at some point is because we really face most of the consequences as women. So
Yeah, that's true.
they're trying to protect us at some point.
Yeah, but I think it's also twofold, because in as much as they're protecting us, when we grow older and get to a certain age, we start realizing that actually we don't know much about the things that are happening in the world, you know. For example, guys are taught from a young age about sex and all those things, and then we only get to like whatever age when we start engaging in sexual activities, and we get there and we wouldn't know. I think that's also why some other girls would prefer to date older guys, because when you are the same age as a certain guy, it's like you both don't know anything, you know, and we don't know because we're not even being taught these things at home, you understand? And it's like they don't tell boys that abstain from sex because you might impregnate someone. They tell girls that they say abstain from sex because you might be pregnant, as if you make the child alone, you know. But yeah, thank you so much for answering these. Hi guys, so we're back again asking a guy this time a few questions about women and all those things. So this is Mahlati. Mahlati, say hi.
Oh, hi everyone.
Okay. So I want to ask you like a few questions, and these questions are pertaining women, but we want a guy's perspective on it. Okay. So firstly, what do you think Women's Month is all about?
Okay, firstly, I think Women's Month is all about celebrating the heroines of the history and the present, you know, like the women that have represented us, have represented women for a very long time, and they have accomplished great stuff, you know, so, yeah, something like
Yeah.
so, yeah.
So, okay, let's just like go into our interactions with each other, you know what I mean? So have you ever stood by, let's say if a woman is like passing you, have you ever stood by and actually were like, oh baby girl, shy fleet or something like that? Like, have you actually done it? Like, honestly, have you done that?
Yeah, honestly, I have done that a couple of times, and I mean, I believe that it's like men's nature, because like when you're physically attracted to someone, you feel like you're sort of like obliged to comment
On how they look.
yeah,
Okay.
like to like, and then it's really not a bad thing. I most of the time I do that to show appreciation for like God's beauty, you know.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. So
Yeah.
I really
So,
feel like it's not a bad
Do you
thing.
feel like because men are more, not sexually per se, but men are more physically attracted to women, not necessarily emotionally or intellectually, do you feel like that's probably another reason why men's emotions are blocked off, and if you do get into a relationship, like you're not able to always express how you feel unless if you're expressing it through physical ways like sex or touching or all those things?
Okay, I feel like men and women. I feel like women are more like in a way sexually active than men.
Why do you say that?
Like, okay.
Is it because the people you engage with sexually or physically are more liberated, like they actually want what they want and they actually get it?
You know, I think women are more sexually active, but they don't have that courage, or they haven't had that practice because of culture. Culture
Yeah.
restricts them to think in a certain way. So when they are physically attracted to someone, they don't really show that emotion immediately. They have to wait for the guy to do the first move, you know.
Yeah.
And that's what restricts them from expressing their emotions. Guys do that a lot because it has been practiced for many years.
Yeah, that's true, because I think women are not encouraged to be sexually liberated. Because if I were to meet a man who's also very sexually liberated, it's almost as though he wants me to tone down my desires and just be a chicken, as they would say, and just lie there and let him do something. But when a woman takes charge, it's almost as though you guys start to feel inferior to us, and it's like, whoa, what are you actually doing? You know what I mean? Like, do you feel like if you were to meet somebody who was sexually liberated in that sense, you'd feel less of a man, or you'd feel less powerful in that?
Actually, it's the exact opposite. If I were to meet someone who is like experienced in the like sex field and stuff, someone who's not a chicken.
Okay, wait, can I just ask, experience, does it go with age, or it's just experience in general?
Experience in general.
Okay.
So if I meet someone who is not chicken and she knows all about this stuff, and it's exciting because I don't have to go an extra mile just to prove something, you know, because that person already knows most of the stuff, and she actually gets to teach me some of the stuff that I actually didn't know. So I think it's actually a cool thing.
What's good, guys? We're back again, and today we have somebody different. His name is Sia. Sia, say hi.
Hi guys.
Okay, so we're gonna get straight into it. What do you know about Women's Month?
Well, not quite a lot, but I will just say little stuff, you know. Women's Month, it's basically a month where we celebrate women, you know, for who they are, you know. Women are really important to the universe.
Yeah.
So it's a month where we actually celebrate their struggles. We celebrate what they stand for, who they are, you know.
So just to touch on what you're saying, we're celebrating women and what they stand for and all those things. In your perspective, what do you think women stand for?
They stand for, like, I'll use a rock. You know, they are rocks. Women are rocks. Like, you can push them anyhow, you know, but they still find a way to get back up. You know, they're unbreakable, basically.
So does that kind of normalize the fact that women need to begazela everything that happens to them, and basically in a sense that they need to begazela what men do to them and all those things, and still be able to show up to work, to school, to their families as being somebody who's strong? And I'm talking mostly about the black community, you know, like, you know how we're always saying that but does it have to necessarily be that normalized thing that women need to go through so much suffering for them to be considered as strong?
I think it's honestly not fair, you know, but I think it goes back from, you know, us as black, especially, you know, the black community, cultural stuff, you know. We are taught that as a man you have to be the head of the house or whatsoever, you know, and as a woman you have to begazela everything that happens, you know. So I think we're still in the past in a way, you know, but I think it's time. I think women start speaking up, you know, because yes, they are strong, you know. They after all, they are mothers, you know. They brought us to this world.
Yeah.
So they are strong, but they need to try, and I think now platforms like this will really help a lot in women, you know, empowerment and all this stuff, you know.
Definitely.
So that they feel wanted and like loved and all of that.
Yeah. So you're saying women need to like speak up, and basically we need to change the narrative, but do you not feel like men also play a very huge role in forming the narrative, you know? Because there's been protests, there's been uprisings, there's been social media, what's the word? But there's been events basically that are happening that where women are constantly speaking up, like the hashtag Me Too, the hashtag Am I Next, all those hashtags, and especially the wave that came after Uinene's death, do you feel like we're not speaking up enough, and do you feel like men do not play the role in how the narrative is forming?
Honestly, yes, men didn't play the role, to help women speak up. But I think it's upcoming, it's still something that's new to us, men, So I feel like the percentage is still, still small, but
Yeah.
I'm sure we're gonna get there, So yeah, I think we as men, we need to be very supportive, and I mean speak as the men community,
Yeah.
and like
And
guys,
call each
let's-
other
yeah,
out.
exactly,
Yeah.
definitely. Let's stop doing this, we love women and all that.
What's good, guys? I am back again. Today I have more guests, so please introduce yourself.
So yeah, hi guys, my name is Buntle at its.buntle_ on Instagram.
My name is Lina and it's _Neva or something.
Yeah. Hi everyone. I'm Nandipa. Just Nandipa.
Just Nandipa, no
No
Instagram.
Insta.
Okay, so guys, ladies, I'm here to ask you, I'm here to ask you guys a few questions. The first question is, what do you guys know about Women's Month? I'm gonna start with you, Buntle.
To be honest, I don't really know much.
This is
'Cause-
why we make these platforms.
Yeah, because I
To
don't
inform Yeah.
because I don't really celebrate such holidays like holidays and
Yeah.
everything.
Any holiday.
So yeah,
Oh.
not any obvious Christmas guys.
Yeah.
But like in general, I don't really celebrate even Mother's Day. So to me, I didn't really make time to even go search for a
and understand what it's about.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Why
but
do
I'm
you not
always
celebrate any other holiday?
I don't know, cause to me it's just another day. Cause
Okay.
I personally feel like why should we celebrate that certain thing at a certain
Yeah.
day or whatever?
It should be reciprocated all year round.
Exactly.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. Nandi, I'm going to start with you on the side. What do you know about Women's Month?
Honestly, Women's Month I just know like what people normally post is that they appreciate their women
Yeah.
and their lives and everything, but I've never really put much thought into it because because I don't celebrate anything. Same as Buntle Day. I
Yeah.
don't really celebrate the Valentine's and everything.
Oh,
I still
okay.
get to Valentine's every day. I get to experience that feeling almost like every day.
Yeah.
So I don't need to have a specific day to celebrate something.
And for you, what do you know about Women's Month, Lina?
Yeah, no, all I know is Women's Month. There's really a day we celebrate women, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I know.
Yeah. Okay. No judgment. I'm gonna let y'all know what Women's Month is all about. Okay, so the other question is, what is the one thing you wish you were taught as a young girl, Lina?
Guys, to be a feminist. So I would like to know Uti. Man, as a woman, you're right. Ngizothi, man, equity, gender equity, and ukuthi you're strong. Guys, what guys say, what guys do.
Yeah.
Just know your worth, your value, and who you are as a woman, and the difference that you can make in the world as a woman, and that as a woman you're not any weak compared to the men.
Yeah. Well, basically, you can drop it down to everything that Lina said. Well, I kind of wish that I was taught not to conform in the traditions that used to happen and all of that, right?
Yeah.
I wish I was also taught how to value myself, right? And with the black culture and all of that, we still can't blame them.
Yeah.
For they didn't teach us to
Because they also don't
because
know that
exactly
much, yeah.
and
They don't know any
Google
better.
a woman is this.
Yeah.
But just like she said, we also need
And
to
I think also because we're moving into different times in which our parents and our grandparents grew up in, it's quite important for us to also like cut them a bit of slack, because we need to understand that they know what a woman is supposed to be through what they were taught as a young girl,
Through
growing
religion
up
too.
through religion and culture and all those things. And now, yes, religion and culture is quite important, and it's something that we should still hold a great part of ourselves in our lives, but it does not hold much ground anymore because now women these days are becoming more liberated and all of those things. So what do you wish you were taught as a young girl?
Because I was raised by a single parent, a woman, and that woman is a person who believed in socially, economically, and gender equal rights. So I wouldn't say I wish she was taught something back then, because my mother herself, actually, she is whatever that I wanted.
So basically,
that I look up to.
She became what we are aspiring to become.
Yes.
This in this thing. Okay, I definitely. So I just wanna not do the whole serious thing. Let's now break it down a little bit. So, what is the one thing you wish guys knew about women? It could be physically, emotionally, anything. What is the one thing? I will tell you the one thing. I'll go first. The one thing I wish guys knew about women is that you will not pleasure her if you think your shag is everything. You guys are more than that.
Yes.
Anyways.
Okay.
I'm gonna start with you.
By the way, I'm thinking hard about that right now, so please pass me.
Okay, cool, Wintle. What is the one thing you really wish guys knew about women? And now we're speaking for other women as well, That, I mean, we can't generalize per se, but now let's try think of what, let's say for example, if I have a conversation with you and I'm like, oh my gosh, this guy, this and that. Obviously now you, from my experience, you've learned that, oh my gosh, guys don't do this and that, right? So what is the one thing you wish guys knew about women?
That we are not only emotional beings. That there's more to us than just emotions.
Yeah.
And well, I'm just gonna refer to the Bible, right?
Yeah.
It's okay. There's a verse where the Lord tells us, men, respect your women. And then when I'm fuzzy, love and your man. So with that, I get it, God shows us that we got to love.
Yeah.
But as much as we're gonna love you, now it's respect. So I'm not saying guys say that they do respect us, but they don't.
They don't.
Yeah.
That's true.
So I would wish basifundise ukuzihlonipha kahle so that they can teach
and to love us correctly.
Exactly. And not just respect us.
Yeah, because I think a lot of guys think love or how they show love is through physical things.
Yes.
And sometimes it's not necessarily that way. Because yes, we want a guy to spoil us and sponsor us soft life.
Yes,
on a yacht. Exactly. But I don't think it's the whole package, because sometimes it's like, will you be able to hold me down? Like those cars, they're not gonna hold me down, you know what I mean? And what is the one thing you wish?
I'd like, similar to Wintle.
Yeah.
Like when guys see us and they see us from a perspective of you're women and their mood swings, everything they do, it's emotions involved. Like every decision they take is through emotions.
And we can be sexual beings as well.
Exactly.
Like we can just be we could just want to have so much sex just as much guys do.
Yes.
Because I think also growing up, we grew up to think that guys are sexual beings and they are not necessarily emotionally
and they have
inclined.
to be dominant.
And exactly.
And we have to be
and we can be dominant, we can be sexually
well.
inclined, we can want the same thing that guys want. If guys want to just party, smoke weed and fuck, we could want the same thing.
Yeah.
We could, I don't understand why it's like, oh no, women are like all soft.
Can I
and all those
actually add
things.
on to that? Because usually when you find women that do all of that
things.
all those things, they're labeled.
Yes, definitely.
You are labeled.
It holds.
Yeah.
In most points.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Here's a question, guys.
Yeah.
I want to know, what do you mean by loving you correctly? Because we have so many different languages of love. as people.
True.
So, what is your definition of
I
loving
think-
you correctly?
Okay, this is not a love topic.
It's not, but
it's
what you
I think
Wintle and Nina answered based on. But they want to be loved, not just only on physical materialistic stuff, but there are feelings also that should be considered, and their sensitivity as a woman, it should be considered, like holding you down, as you said. So I want to know, what's your definition of love?
I think because we're so used to it's like almost as though we as women are the ones who give and never really
Get
receive.
something.
So I think it's not necessarily like love me according to a universal definition, because I don't think like
Checklist.
what you perceive
I did
as
this.
being loved correctly is not what I perceive as being loved
Exactly.
correctly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because my love could be maybe if you spend time with me. Your love could be if he buys you gifts and all those things. So I think also loving is just a thing of, it should be a two-way street. It shouldn't come from the woman only giving the love. I think men should also reciprocate the love, you know. They shouldn't just buy you a gift and just
It should be sentimental, even if they
Exactly.
get you a gift.
Yeah,
It should be well.
but it should be
And
reciprocated.
like guys, the little things matter. Some guys think we basically looking for materialistic things in it's the little things.
And some
that
guys
matter.
think true love is when a woman does not ask you for money. Okay, so guys, the last question is, and like this is capsed, and like I'm asking as why do women not support each other?
Yo.
Bruh.
Hey, why do
Okay.
we not support each other?
I feel like I need to answer that one.
So yeah, guys, just carry on tuning in. I will definitely be posting on my Instagram all the time to inform you guys about episodes that are dropping every Saturday at 1 o'clock. You guys already know the drill. For those of you who are subscribers to my channel, yes, and if you have not subscribed, please do consider subscribing to join the Ole Gang, Ole family, you know. And yeah, guys, I will see you in my next episode. Thank you so much. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and please share this video with your friends and family. Bye.